Hey guys, little tank update. Had a good Christmas. I'm still sick. I thought I would mention that I lost my Bolivian ram. I noticed it had a little red worm hanging out of it, and after a lot of research, it was Camelanus worms, which apparently there's only one medicine on the internet that cures that. It's Levamisole. So I just did a treatment with that, with a 24-hour blackout. So my water was cloudy, but the little the stringy, horrible looking plants you see up here, the 4-leaf clovers, are disintegrating, but the little new ones are popping up now, so these are doing good. This is my new Bolivian ram, so I will do another Levamisole treatment in a few days when it gets a little more comfy. It's second day here, so she's getting a little more comfortable. I thought it was a boy when I got it, but it's a little girl, so she's a little skittish right now. I moved some stuff around. I added a little bit more Java moss and some rocks in the front here to even the side out. I trimmed down the amanias, planted just the tops, kept it short. This looks like a burned down forest back here right now, but making room for this windy brown, windy or windetty or whatever. I have one here, one in the back. That's kind of close to the wall, but it was back here. I moved it. I'll add a little more gravel in the back to bump that up back there. Put a couple more S-repins back there to keep the height. I trimmed down this giant hair grass, which is kind of an experiment. It's not really probably gonna stay there, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. It kind of gave the babies places to hide. Originally I had 1 or 2 babies and that was it, and they would hide or get eaten, but now I have babies everywhere, all over the tank there. There's probably 20 of them at least, so they're doing better. The fish aren't really eating them. My platies, the couple that were looking kind of sickly and clamped up, they're looking a lot better. You can see this red one here, he's got a little trail coming out of him. After you treat with Levamisole, it paralyzes and kills Camelanus worms, and then for the next few days they will be pooping them out. I don't know if you can see this, but you have to vacuum these off of your substrate or pull them out tweezers. They come out in their poop. Camelanus worms aren't actually red, but when you see one hanging out, they're red. But the reason that you see them as red isn't because the worm is red. It's because they're feeding off of the fluids in their inner digestive tract. They're like a Canduro catfish or something. They're basically just robbing the fish of its nutrients. Give these guys something else to work on here for a second. I feed these guys pretty good during the day, but sometimes I'll throw a dash of micro pellets in there. It gives the cories something else to sniff out while the other guys go crazy, and then they'll go clean up, peck away, and eat stuff that normally they wouldn't. Most of the little Java ferns and everything, they're still doing good. Sorry, my hands are shaky. Really sick today. This cold weather in Texas, not used to it anymore. This little guy here, this Anubias, it's formed a second plant on it. I'm probably going to clip that off and move it, attach it to something else. The crypt parvas that I ordered, these two guys right here, these tall ones, they are really slow in growing or transitioning, so I don't know if that's normal. The crypt wendies, they were green leafed and pink stemmed and yellow colored and stuff, and they were melting and they're starting to come in okay. I'm just waiting to see what these two guys are going to do. I got these from H20 PLANTS. And the giant hairgrass, the dwarf four-leaf clover. You see they look like little paw prints, but they're really cool. They're kind of cute little plants, and they spread really well. They really spread good, so maybe I finally found a carpeting plant that'll work. I have some up there, just waiting for the dead stems to die down. I moved all my Levamisole reference to the back. The banana plant that was in the middle, I moved it over here, and it's gorgeous. I pulled up on it until I got the two roots enough out that I could clip them. What I did, they will kind of float on you, so what I did was I came over here and I held the tweezers by the root, and I got that root jammed a little far down in there as I could, just enough to keep it from floating away, so that the roots will keep growing and anchor in. I plugged some Java moss on here, and yeah, I know you can see some glue. I glued them in my hand and slapped them on. But it's whatever, they'll grow in. This pearl weed, I used to have such trouble growing, it would get diatom covered and stuff a long time ago. It's finally growing like a weed, so I'll be able to start clipping them a little harder. I clip the tops to keep them uniform about once a week, and I've replanted the tops in there so it thickens them up. This is one of my little prizes here. This is my one ram's horn. Apparently here in Texas at Petco, PetSmart, and any pet store you go to, I've asked, they will not give you ram's horns, and they will not give you Malaysian trumpet snails. I do have some trumpet snails, but they're little teeny tiny baby gray ones, and they only show up once in a while, and then they go back into the substrate. My dwarf sage are still not spreading, they're just kind of there, but at least they have more shoots. See if you can see the little babies in there. Look, there's at least 8 or 9 of them back here, just chilling out. They'll swim right up next to the fish, and the fish, for the most part, leave them alone now. See, my little pandas are doing really good. They're filling in. This little koi platy here, about 3 days ago, its eye was white and had like tissue sticking off of it. Like, I think that it had gotten nerve-wracked and ran its eye into something and got scratched. I wasn't sure. You know, I did a little bit of Melifix, just a little bit a day in here, not much, and I just kept on top of, like, you know, some decent water changes, and its eye is miraculously better today. It's just completely clear, so that's pretty cool. But all the little platies are doing good. Siamese algae eaters doing great. This little guy here is a jerk.